Hello guys, welcome back. So I just want to show you guys real quick what it looks like when I build positions using micros on Nasdaq and S&P. The logic for the trade is trading towards these imbalances up here on the Nasdaq. So I filmed a previous video during this same session and I just told the people how I didn't really like the way the Nasdaq moved, how choppy it was. As you can see, it's very choppy. There's no direction. When I see contracts and S&P and Nasdaq moving this badly, and I don't want to trade anymore, I usually like to lower my size and lower my exposure, and that's what I'm doing right now. So I'm using micros, which carries less weight, and I'm gonna build positions now at these lows right here to then trade towards these imbalances that I left out from this previous move to the downside. So let's see if we can exploit that move. I can see this 200 EMA right here as well, which is a point of interest to trade towards as well. You can just see how well they traded above this 50 EMA. So that's another confidence for me to take this trade, to build these longs. We can also see this volume profile, and that here is the point of control as well. You can just see how well they're holding this point at this point of control. So let's see if we can exploit that move to the upside, that fast move up. I'm not looking to risk a lot of money. You just have to know how much you're happy to lose. And I'm not happy to lose more than like $200 on this trade, because it's a very high chance that it can just rip down from this point. And imagine if I was using standard contracts, I would lose like $500, $600, $700, and I'm not happy with that. And because of that, I'm using, as I said, less size. I'm using micros, just building positions at a high confluence area from which I believe that they will push up towards these imbalances. So it's not 50-50, of course, but you'll just see me manage the trade and we'll see where it goes from here. I just saw 115 buys came in here, and we can see that the result is a push up, which is really nice. At least something's going in my favor. We can see that on both contracts there is more buying than selling, which is good, of course, as well. There's the push up from this 50 MA. Can they continue this move to the upside? Let's see. You can see there is a clear battle here that happened, and we can see that there was the same amount of buyers and sells, so there isn't really any big move that occurred after that battle. We just saw a slight push to the downside, but then you can see how easily they push up as well. So yeah, and also you can notice that both contracts are at their respective point of controls. And usually I don't want to take any trades at the point of control. Usually I like to trade towards the point of control after the asset moved away from it. But when you are at the point of control, I mean, if you see buyers coming in at the point of control and you can see some imbalance for example, that you can trade towards up above that I'm doing right now, then yeah, you can trade. You can take some trades at the point of control, but if not, I advise against it, because you can see it can move up and down from that point. So okay, so there's the move down. I'm gonna look to build some longs from this point again as well. So I'm gonna look to place some longs from this point again. Let's see. We're going long as it's going down. So imagine if I was using standard contracts, I would already be in a $500 loss. I would not be happy with that. So right now I'm using a lot less risk. There's the battle again. You can see high amount of contracts transacted on both sides. $100 loss on the S&P, on the Nasdaq, 30 on the S&P. There's a drop. So that's what can happen when they push up and down, and you think that there is support that was created here, but there's not. And you can see how easily they drop down. So that's why I jumped on the micros, because I know how both of these contracts can move and how difficult it can be to trade it sometimes when it's just stuck in a range like this. Okay, valid vector candle, which is a sign of a momentum slowing down, unless it turns to the red vector. Let's see. Still seeing a lot of selling on the S&P, so no reason for me to take a long unless they can move up from this point very quickly, which means all those sells were trapped. And now I can see some buyers coming in as well, which is good. So we are approaching this volume, this value area low. Okay, so it turned into a red vector, which is not a good thing. It means that selling is picking up steam, and it's possibly gonna go down even more. So let's see. Pull up the meters to see if buyers are winning. Nice push up. 287, that's a lot of buying here. 287, 177, 100, 100. So people are jumping in right now, buying the S&P contracts. There's a natural battle going on. I can see a lot of bids protecting, so I might go long again. So I'm in 6 micros on the Nasdaq. So now right now I'm using a bit more size, so I have to be careful. But you can see just the sheer amount of buyers coming in. You can see how much buying there is on both contracts. On both S&P and Nasdaq, you can see that green vector candle has been printed, which is very good. 147 comes in on the S&P, which is a fairly big sell, so I have to be careful. But then we see a move up as well. I just have to be careful that they don't go down and recover this red vector. And just hope that they will push up above this 50 MA, reaches down to continue to go up. Which is going to take a while, so this video might be a bit longer, but let's see. That's a sharp move down. Still seeing some selling on the S&P. But you can see how they pick up those sells and move up. So let's wait and see what happens next. You can just see how fast they can push up and down. Just pay attention to the way that price moves up and down. And pay attention to the points from which it pumps up and from which it drops down. So you can get the feel for how the market moves. There's the move up. 189 on the buy side on the S&P. And this is to sustain this move to the upside. Like you can see that there is a lot of offers and bids stacked. It's above 1k, so when it's above 1k, it usually means that the big players are stepping in. There is some liquidity in the markets. There's the pump up, nice 150 on the profits. 60. You see the amount of buys coming in on the Nasdaq. So I'm still good with long. No reason for me to get out. We can still see a pump. That's a very sharp drop down as well. Let's restart the meters now. You can see a lot of offers being stacked close to price on the S&P. But if I see some buyers coming in, and we can see how easily they can rise up, these offers will be picked up very easily, which is happening right now. First of all. Second of all, it was all a spoof. You can see how when price comes to those offers, they all get pulled. So all those contracts were just spoofs. And you can see how easily price pushed up. There's a move up to right now. We are above the 50 MA, so that's great. So right now, as I said, move down, trap the shorts, green vector candle at the lows, push up and above the 50 MA. Now we'll be looking for a reaches down to the 50 MA to then push up to these imbalances. It's a very fast push down. You have to be careful. You have to be very careful. You can see how fast they can drop down and down and down, and they just don't stop. That's why I hate Nasdaq sometimes. But that's trading. You just have to accept that that's the part of trading. We can't do anything about it. And that's it. There's the move up. Point of control at the Nasdaq, very close to the S&P as well. You can see the amount of selling, but you can see bids, how the bids come in. Then you see that push up. So all those sells were being sold to, and people were buying. So I'm gonna expect a very sharp move to the upside very soon, unless they move down, of course. So we have to be patient. Let's see. The only thing I'm looking for now is buys coming in on the S&P, and we can see that Nasdaq covered a lot more ground than the S&P. S&P is kind of weighing down, Nasdaq down. It's like dragging it down, and I don't like that about the S&P. It's struggling to go up, and if S&P is struggling to go up, Nasdaq won't go up as well. They move in sync, so I just hope S&P will push up through all this volume profile to go up and transact where they haven't. Look at all these imbalances. So come on, S&P, give me a move up. 155 on the buy side, that's nice. Move up on the Nasdaq again. Can they hold this point? There's the move up, pulling from the offers. Nice move up on the S&P, nice move up on the Nasdaq. Still seeing some buyers. Can we continue this move to the upside? There's still more buying than selling. You can see how aggressively they move down again. Very hard to trade. But you know, that's what I said at the start of the video. That's why I'm using less size. I'm not focusing on the money, I'm focusing on what the chart is telling me just because I'm using less size. There's the move, nice. Seeing a lot of buying on the S&P. Gave me the clue that they might push up even more. 35 on the buy side on the Nasdaq. Still more buys than sellers. Very close to the first imbalance recovered. Seeing that 272 on the buy side coming in, but price not pushing up is a bad sign for me. But you can see the strength on the Nasdaq. Comes down to push up. Comes down, push up. Come on, let's see if they can hold. They really have to hold this 50 MA. If not, I'm gonna get out. You see a lot, again, a lot of buyers coming in. Can they push up? There's the push. Come on, S&P, move up. You're lagging behind. Look at how much ground Nasdaq covered. And you're just stuck here. Come on. There's the push, come on. A bit more, come on. That's my TP. Right there at recovery of that factor. 120. Then it moves up. Great. But then it moves down as well. Come on, S&P, you're so boring, man. Just move up already. Come on. 225. If it moves down now, I'm out. If it moves down from here, I'm out. Come on. Yeah, I'm out. I mean, I'm gonna place my TP. Yeah, it gets hit. That's why. I'm out. So you can see the horrible time that we're trading. I mean, horrible. You can see just the amount of buyers coming in on the S&P, but it can't move up. Very frustrating to trade this. Even though I probably could have held and let them retrace down to this 50 MA, I'm just gonna give back the profits that I already had. You can see, look at that, like they come to recover this imbalance. They start to recover it. Look, they start to recover it. But they're like, nope, let's just drop down for no reason at all. So yeah, I mean, that's it. At least we didn't use that much size. We still made some profits, so that's great, of course. So yeah, guys, hope you learned something. This is how we trade these horrible times at the market. Look at how choppy it is. Every single strategy and indicator would just bleed you money in this zone, but not the DOM. You can see how we use the DOM in these zones to trade. That's why the DOM is so superior to any other indicator. It's just so good. You can see what's happening in real time. So yeah, as you guys know, the one I'm using is Jigsaw Daytradr, and you guys have the code in the description if you're looking to buy it. You're gonna help me and the channel out, so I appreciate that. So yeah, guys, that's it. I'm gonna hop off now, and I'll see you guys in the next one.